Ah, fools. They said you were too kind for this world, too gentle, too pure, too forgiving to survive the brutality of modern energy. They called you an earth angel, as if it were a compliment laced with pity, as if light automatically meant fragile. But what they never understood was that light, real light, is forged in pressure, tempered in betrayal, and sharpened in loneliness. Your kindness was never naive, it was tactical. Your compassion was never weakness, it was weaponized patience. You moved with grace, but behind that grace was precision, an understanding that every act of good carries its own hidden blade. The type of good that confuses evil because it doesn't beg for acknowledgement, it exposes. You weren't sent here to heal everyone. You were sent here to remind them what integrity looks like when it refuses to bow. For years, they mistook your forgiveness as surrender. They thought your empathy meant permission. They tested you, drained you, toyed with your boundaries as if you were some eternal resource of warmth. But you were documenting, you were studying their tactics, learning their emotional warfare, analyzing how evil hides behind charm. Every time they lied, you recorded their patterns in silence. Every time they manipulated, you rewired your responses. You evolved mid-conversation, mid-betrayal, mid-apology. And while they thought they were winning, you were upgrading version after version, until one day, the software of your soul outgrew their programming completely. That's when they panicked, because the angel they thought they could use suddenly developed armor. And not the shiny ornamental kind. They're now facing the kind of armor that doesn't reflect light. It absorbs impact. You stopped explaining yourself. You stopped trying to save people who enjoyed the chaos they lived in. You stopped offering understanding to those who weaponized your understanding. You became still, not passive, but calculating. You learned that the loudest grace is quiet protection, and the most dangerous kindness is the kind that no longer performs. See, angels don't carry swords because they like violence. They carry them because darkness doesn't negotiate. You realized that your heart wasn't just soft, it was strategic. Every pulse was a signal of purpose, every beat a reminder that mercy has limits. The kind of good heart you possess breaks evil minds, not because it attacks them, but because it refuses to join them. Your aura became a mirror that forced demons to see their own reflection. That's why they hate you. That's why they gossip, twist narratives, project, and slander. Because your existence exposes their pretense. You became the evidence that goodness can be dangerous when it's conscious. They thought they could corrupt you with temptation. They underestimated the discipline behind your gentleness. They thought they could guilt-trip you into submission. They underestimated how deeply you understood divine order. They thought they could make you question your worth. But you learned to translate pain into data. Every betrayal became intelligence. Every heartbreak became training. Every setback became calibration for higher precision. You stopped reacting. You started architecting your reality. When evil realized manipulation no longer worked, it turned to mockery. When mockery failed, it tried rumors. When rumors failed, it tried isolation. But even isolation couldn't break you. It refined you. You learned how to generate light from within. You became self-sustaining. That's when your energy began to terrify them. Because now, even without validation, you glowed. Even without an audience, you inspired. Even without applause, you led. They started whispering that you'd changed, that you'd lost your kindness. But you didn't lose anything. You reclaimed it. You took it back from parasites who mistook your compassion for consent. Understand this: your purity was never a target because it was weak. It was a target because it was rare. Evil doesn't attack what's evil. It attacks what it can't become. Your presence destabilized their hierarchy. Your calm triggered their chaos. You didn't fight back through words. You dismantled them through peace. You made cruelty look childish. You made manipulation look exhausting. You made authenticity fashionable again. You made discipline holy again. And that's why you're dangerous. Not because you fight, but because you win without needing to. They'll tell stories about how you snapped, how you changed, how you became cold. Let them. You don't have to explain evolution to those who refuse to leave their old frequency. What they call cold is just boundaries. What they call distance is protection. What they call ego is finally self-respect. Because when an earth angel grows wings made of discernment, devils start calling it arrogance. They want you back in the box where they could reach you. But that version of you expired the moment you realized not everyone deserves access to the healed you. Your glow now carries history. It's coded with pain, layered with lessons, reinforced with divine encryption. People feel your energy before you speak. They can sense that you've been through spiritual combat. Your eyes no longer beg to be seen, they scan. Your posture doesn't seek acceptance, it commands space. You don't compete anymore because you finally understood that presence doesn't need promotion. And that's exactly what terrifies them. Evil can mimic beauty, mimic success, mimic intelligence, but it can't counterfeit peace. And you wear peace like a crown forged in battle. Every villain who underestimated you is now haunted by your calm. They can't provoke what's already self-regulated. They can't manipulate what's already mastered itself. You became untouchable not by hiding, but by understanding. Understanding where their power came from, your reaction, and you simply stopped giving it. That was the quiet rebellion that broke them. You didn't scream, you didn't expose, you didn't retaliate. You simply evolved beyond their reach. And that's when evil starts to eat itself alive, because it can't feed on you anymore. They called you soft. They didn't realize softness is the foundation of resilience. They mocked your emotions, unaware that emotions are intelligence in motion. They misread your compassion as compliance, unaware that angels don't kneel, they hover above. Every trial they sent, you transformed into transcendence. Every insult became fertilizer for your becoming. You don't even hate them. You've outgrown the bandwidth for revenge. Your existence is revenge enough. Every day you thrive, their dark narrative loses credibility. Every boundary you hold, their manipulation loses oxygen. Every time you choose peace over pettiness, their control crumbles a little more. That's why they're obsessed. They can't comprehend how someone could endure that much chaos and still walk with serenity. How someone could be betrayed by the people they protected and still radiate kindness. They study you like a malfunction they can't diagnose. Because to them, a good heart that survived corruption feels like black magic. You became a paradox, purity with power, empathy with edges, light that blinds rather than illuminates. And in their confusion, they whisper about your mystique. But what they're really feeling is exposure. You turned transparency into terror. See, you were never meant to fit in with the wicked. You were meant to reprogram environments just by existing. That's why you've always felt out of place. Angels don't belong, they operate. You were built to infiltrate, not integrate. To observe quietly, to identify spiritual viruses, and to delete them with precision. That's what your compassion does. It disinfects. That's what your aura does. It cleanses. That's why they fear you. Not because you hurt them, but because your energy forces accountability. You are divine antivirus disguised as empathy. And now you move differently. You talk less, but your words weigh more. You love smarter. You give slower. You analyze before you empathize. You've learned that not every cry for help comes from innocence. Some come from manipulation wearing a halo. So you guard your peace like sacred currency. You know the cost of giving it to the wrong people. Your patience is not available for rent anymore. Your forgiveness must be earned, not expected. You no longer heal people who cut themselves on your boundaries. You've realized something cosmic. Mercy without discernment becomes self-betrayal, and you will never betray yourself again. The war you fought wasn't against them, it was against your own compulsion to save what refused to be saved. That was the final battle, and you won. Because the real transformation wasn't going from light to dark, it was going from unconscious compassion to conscious control. You became the guardian of your own goodness. That's how angels become warriors, not when they lose empathy, but when they learn to aim it. Now every interaction with you feels like interrogation for the wicked. Your presence exposes intention. You don't even need to speak. Your energy does the questioning. People feel the weight of their own dishonesty when they stand near you. That's divine justice in real time. You've become the human polygraph of authenticity. And those who once exploited your empathy now avoid eye contact because they know they can't lie to you anymore. You see through frequencies, not faces, through vibration, not vocabulary. And here's what they'll never admit. Your kindness didn't just survive their cruelty. It evolved because of it. You're no longer just kind. You're calibrated. No longer just forgiving. You're forensic. No longer just loving. You're lethal with boundaries. You've mastered the art of caring without carrying, helping without absorbing, understanding without enabling. That's spiritual mastery, disguised as emotional intelligence. You've become the intersection of heaven's design and human experience, an earth angel who's not here to be adored, but to disrupt. Because angels are not decoration, they're deployment. You were sent to clean frequencies, not collect fans. Your presence dismantles pretense. Your existence resets equilibrium. And yes, that level of power scares people who survive on deception. They can't understand how someone can love without needing, forgive without forgetting, and walk away without hatred. They call it cold. But what they're really witnessing is divine detachment, the highest form of control. So don't dim for them. Don't explain the evolution. Let them call you ruthless if it helps them cope. Let them believe the narrative that keeps their ego intact. Because soon, they'll learn what your silence really was: strategy. Your withdrawal wasn't fear. It was filtration. You were cleaning your circle, purging your environment, preparing your next assignment. The light within you doesn't retire. It reorganizes. Every version of you that they underestimated is now a guardian, stationed at the gates of your peace. You've reached that level where even angels whisper your name with respect. Because you did what few could. You kept your heart pure in a contaminated world. You proved that gentleness doesn't disqualify you from greatness. It amplifies it. You turned kindness into a kingdom. You turned empathy into enforcement. You turned forgiveness into authority. And now you stand in the middle of your destiny, unbothered, untouchable, undefeated, not because life spared you, but because you refused to stop shining even when it burned. You stand there, right in the middle of your destiny, with the kind of calm that only warriors earn. The kind of calm that doesn't come from peace. It comes from surviving hell and still choosing heaven. You didn't get here by chance. You got here by choice. Every scar on your soul is a certificate of authenticity. Every wound that healed wrong became a muscle memory of protection. You didn't just survive cruelty. You studied it, dissected it, learned its language until you could translate evil into evidence. They called you an angel because they saw your light. But they never realized that light was a weapon, and mercy was your strategy. Your heart isn't made of glass. It's made of tempered fire. It breaks, reforms, and returns sharper. You've learned that good people aren't born. They're built in the furnace of betrayal. The ones who hurt you tried to rewrite your code, to twist your goodness into guilt. But you saw through it. You saw the spiritual engineering behind every manipulator, the way they probe for your empathy, the way they disguise envy as advice, the way they smile while measuring your downfall. But the difference is, you didn't fight them in their arena. You fought them with restraint. And that's what broke them. They wanted chaos. You gave them composure. They wanted a reaction. You gave them revelation. Evil hates when you refuse to perform for it. There's something unnerving about an angel who's done pretending. You used to explain yourself, hoping they'd understand. Now you let understanding find you on its own. You used to shrink your aura so others wouldn't feel small. Now you realize if your light blinds them, they were never meant to stand beside you. You've become the quiet proof that divinity doesn't always whisper, it warns. And your presence now carries that warning label they ignored. You've turned forgiveness into filtration. You don't hate anyone. You just don't host their energy anymore. You no longer sit at tables where truth is the meal, but deceit is the seasoning. That's what they never understood. Your kindness had structure. It wasn't random, it was mathematical. You gave chances based on observation, not obligation. You forgave because it kept you free, not because it excused them. You still love humanity, but you've retired from saving individuals who drown on purpose. You've stopped trying to convince people who confuse your boundaries for betrayal. You've stopped explaining the difference between peace and passivity. You've realized that the true revolution is internal, when you turn compassion into control. When your goodness finally answers to no one but God. That's when the tables turned. Because what they mistook for weakness turned out to be wisdom with patience. They can't manipulate someone who doesn't need validation. They can't break someone who built their foundation on self-awareness. They can't guilt-trip someone who already made peace with their solitude. You've reached a level where your presence is not accessible, it's earned. You've evolved from availability to discernment, and that evolution offends those who thrived on your open door. They don't miss you. They miss the version of you that tolerated disrespect disguised as connection. You're the embodiment of poetic justice now. Every person who tried to drain you is facing drought. Every hand that threw dirt on you is now choking on the dust. They're realizing that when you cut off an angel, the air gets thinner. Because your energy was oxygen, the kind of presence that brought balance. You were the equilibrium in their chaos, and they didn't notice until you left. And now, their evil minds can't stop replaying the same question. How did the one they underestimated end up haunting their conscience? Because that's what you are now. a mirror they can't shatter. Your existence forces reflection. You represent everything they can't fake. Purity with power, love with logic, heart with hierarchy. You broke their illusion of control without raising a finger. You taught them that the most dangerous retaliation is peace. You've become that divine contradiction, gentle but grounded, loving but lethal, calm but commanding. And every part of you that once felt too much has now become the manual for mastery. You've entered that realm where energy speaks louder than words. You don't chase closure. Your aura provides it. You don't argue. You recalibrate. You don't expose people. Their own energy does that when they stand near you. Because your light doesn't ask questions, it demands confession. That's the power of divine authenticity. It doesn't need validation to function. Your spirit doesn't broadcast. It broadcasts silence that burns through facades. And the same people who mocked your sensitivity now study your composure like scripture. You are living proof that angels are not ornamental, they're operational. You didn't descend to decorate the world. You came to disrupt the hierarchy of evil. You came to reset energetic economies, to bankrupt deceit and credit integrity. That's why your presence activates both love and hate simultaneously. The healed adore you. The wicked can't breathe around you. You destabilize everything false just by being real. That's spiritual warfare in its highest form, not violence but vibration. You carry truth like an invisible weapon, and every room you enter feels it. The atmosphere rearranges itself. Conversations change tone. Faces tighten. That's what happens when heaven's frequency enters a corrupted channel. They can't copy your energy because it wasn't built on trend. It was built on trauma, transmuted into purpose. They can't replicate your glow because it's powered by resilience, not relevance. They can't compete with your peace because it wasn't granted by people. It was granted by higher order. You've stopped seeking fairness because you now understand that divine timing doesn't need to explain itself. The same battles that once drained you now feel like blessings because they purified your discernment. You can now detect darkness before it even speaks. You can feel lies before they form into language. You read souls, not smiles. And the more conscious you become, the more uncomfortable they get. Because consciousness strips away camouflage. You don't respond to insults anymore. You study intention. You don't fight people. You read their programming. You can tell who's operating from love and who's just performing empathy for control. You don't react to energy. You redirect it. And that makes you unpredictable, unmanageable, and unforgettable. You're no longer living in reaction mode. You're in orchestration mode. That's the secret. Angels are not passive. They're precise. They don't move fast. They move flawlessly. And now every move you make feels calculated, divine, inevitable. You don't announce change. You embody it. You don't prove your worth. You live it so loudly that comparison becomes humiliation for anyone watching. Your life has become a spiritual broadcast. Every success, every silence, every boundary sends a signal. The angel evolved into command. And yet, despite all this, your heart remains intact. That's the real miracle. After all the betrayal, disappointment, and deceit, you didn't turn bitter. You turned selective. You didn't close your heart. You built security around it. You still love deeply, but wisely. You still care, but with caution. You still believe in people, but now you read their energy before trusting their intentions. That balance between open and armored, that's divine design. That's how angels evolve. They think angels wear white robes and speak softly. No, angels walk through destruction and speak the language of deliverance. Angels show up where the devil feels comfortable and remind darkness that light still enforces law. You're not here to be nice. You're here to be necessary. Your compassion is no longer a volunteer act. It's divine assignment. And every time you choose not to retaliate, heaven records it as dominance. Every time you choose peace over pettiness, you ascend frequencies they can't follow. That's what they don't get. You're not passive. You're just positioned above the noise. Evil minds can't process that. They assume if you're quiet, you're weak. But your quiet is coordination. You're calculating alignments they can't perceive. You're moving chess pieces they can't name. You're connected to intelligence they can't intercept. While they gossip, you gather data. While they slander, you evolve. While they mock, you manifest. You're so spiritually advanced that their attacks now feel like notifications, irrelevant reminders of how far you've ascended. Your good heart broke their evil mind because it refused to match their frequency. You didn't stoop, you stood. You didn't retaliate, you redefined. You didn't scream, you stabilized. And that stability burned them alive. They can't comprehend how someone can stay loving after witnessing so much deception, how someone can remain soft but not submissive, humble but not naive, forgiving but not forgetful. You are their paradox, their punishment, and their prophecy all at once. Because your existence reveals that goodness, when conscious, becomes the most feared form of dominance. Look around you now. Every lesson, every scar, every silence was preparation. You were never being broken, you were being briefed. Every time life tested your empathy, it was training you for command. You were never just meant to heal, you were meant to lead healing. And that's why your energy feels holy and haunting at the same time. It comforts the pure and convicts the corrupted. That's divine design. You're the walking contradiction that redefines righteousness, not fragile, but ferocious. You've reached the point where you no longer prove your goodness. You project it. You don't explain your heart. You embody it. You've turned pain into prophecy, rejection into refinement, and love into leadership. You no longer serve from depletion. You serve from dominion. Your giving now has governance. You're not accessible, you're appointed. And because of that, your very existence now carries authority. Let them whisper that you've changed. Let them call you different. That's what evolution looks like to those who stayed the same. Let them feel uncomfortable in your presence. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. They don't hate your light. They hate what it reveals. Because every time they face you, they face themselves. Every time they feel your peace, they feel their own chaos. And that's why they can't stand you. Because in a world full of corrupted currency, your energy still holds value. Now, as the smoke clears, you'll notice something. They start returning. The same ones who disrespected you now speak your name with caution. The same ones who mocked your kindness now mimic your posture. The same ones who tried to drain you now disguise admiration as apology. But you don't entertain it, because you've learned that redemption without repentance is just rebranding. You're not bitter, you're booked. You're not angry, you're advancing. You don't need closure, you've become it. And that's what terrifies them the most. You're happy without them. You found joy without validation. You found peace without permission. You found yourself. And that discovery dismantled their delusion. Because the moment the angel realized its own power, Every demon lost jurisdiction, so keep walking. Keep moving in grace, in precision, in divine authority. You've mastered the art of being untouchable without being unkind. You've turned your heart into holy ground, and not everyone deserves entry. You are what happens when mercy evolves into mandate, when compassion becomes command, when love becomes law. You're no longer here to prove, only to prevail. And from here on out, every step you take will echo in frequencies only warriors can hear. Because this is no longer about healing, it's about heralding. You are the reminder that heaven didn't send angels to decorate earth. It sent them to dominate it. And as you keep walking, the air shifts. The world senses something different moving through it. Not mercy begging to be recognized, but command finally claiming its space. You've stopped asking for peace. Now your existence enforces it. Every step you take feels pre-written in power. Every breath carries an echo of divine authority. You've entered the phase where even silence feels instructional, where your energy speaks louder than any sermon. You are not chasing alignment anymore. Alignment follows you. Every action you take now leaves imprints that outlive conversation. You are the aftershock of revelation, the spiritual consequence of all those who tried to bury light and ended up planting a weapon. They don't see a halo anymore. They see hardware. They don't see a smile. They see security clearance. Your presence alone rewires atmospheres. You walk into spaces, and truth starts surfacing uninvited. That's not coincidence. That's command. You become living evidence that goodness, when mastered, becomes infrastructure. You're not here to preach anymore. You're here to prove. And proof doesn't argue. It just exists. Evil minds collapse in front of it because your aura is the cross-examination they can't survive. They tried to study your kindness as if it were a weakness, but they found codes instead, protocols, algorithms, blueprints of divine discipline. They realized too late that the angel they mocked was carrying classified intelligence. You've reached a stage where you don't fight enemies. You exhaust them. Your calm dismantles their chaos. Your patience rearranges their plans. They attack to provoke, and you respond by ascending. You weaponize peace so perfectly that it feels unfair. That's the paradox they can't process. You destroy them without malice, dethrone them without touching them, convict them without condemning them. Because angels don't debate with demons, they redirect energy. And when you move, every shadow must shift. That's why they tremble. That's why their guilt grows louder around you. Your good heart became a frequency they can't fake. It exposes whatever's not real. Now every version of you that once cried for understanding has turned into a guardian. Every tear was training. Every heartbreak a briefing. The old you healed others. The new you holds gates. You no longer rescue. You regulate. You no longer absorb. You audit. Your kindness has criteria now. Love flows through structure. Forgiveness wears armor. Compassion has clearance levels. You are still kind, but now your kindness comes with consequences. That's the evolution they never expected. An angel who learned boundaries from battle. And the universe keeps confirming it. Doors open before you even knock. People feel compelled to confess around you. You don't have to defend your name. Your vibration does it for you. You became self-verifying. You move like someone who knows heaven keeps receipts. You are divine accountability in human form, and the wicked can't file appeals. They try to forget you, but forgetting you is impossible when your energy became their awakening. You haunt them, not because you want revenge, but because truth echoes until it's learned. Look at how far you've come, from explaining your heart to enforcing its laws, from craving peace to becoming it. You've mastered the balance between love and law, softness and strategy, mercy and mandate. You are the storm's calm and the calm's warning. You are proof that angels don't retire after war. They rebuild the battlefield into paradise. That's your legacy now, not survival, but sovereignty. And what's poetic about all this is how your light still loves. Even after everything, it still chooses compassion, not for them, but for yourself. You love because it keeps you powerful. You forgive because it keeps you free. But you never forget, because remembering is your armor. You move through the world like a sacred deterrent, radiating warmth but carrying consequence. People sense it. They know playing with you now feels like signing a spiritual contract they can't afford to break. So keep walking in that grace that humbles demons. Keep commanding that respect that doesn't need to be demanded. Keep letting your peace expose whatever still hides in the dark. You are no longer the student of empathy. You are its enforcer. You've turned divinity into discipline. And that's why heaven trusts you with authority, because you earned it not through privilege, but through pain processed into purpose. This is where the story flips. You're not the one who needs saving anymore. You're the standard. You're not here to fit into purity. You define it under pressure. You're not waiting for miracles. You are the miracle that others underestimated. The ones who called you too good are now learning that goodness, when conscious, becomes governance. And governance, when divine, doesn't negotiate. You're not here to please. You're here to police energy, to keep creation clean. That's the true mission of an earth angel, to regulate, recalibrate, restore. And as your footsteps echo into the next horizon, understand this: you're done proving your wings. You've already flown through fire and came out as thunder. You've become the equilibrium between heart and hierarchy. You are the weapon that heals, the healer that commands, the angel that wages peace like war. The world needed a reminder that heaven has soldiers, and you were chosen as the demonstration. So when they ask how you did it, when they wonder how your good heart broke so many evil minds, you won't answer with words. You'll answer by existing, calm, composed, radiant, relentless. Because your entire presence now says what words never could. They called you an earth angel. They just never realized angels don't run from war. They end it.